What's up, everybody? This is Axel from Tango Down.
This is Joe from Wild America.
Scott Ford here.
I'm Pepe Gonzalez from Aliados.
Hey, I'm Jamie Rowe.
This is Rip from Tango Down.
Hello, everybody. This is Marco Ferreira, Goodbye Thrill.
Hey, it's Eric from Bombay Black.
This is Jason from No Love Lost.
And I'm here to tell you that we are still standing.
We're still standing.
We are still standing.
Still standing.
We're still standing.
Still standing.
Still.
We're still standing.
Still standing.
Yeah, mother.
Still standing.
Hello, welcome to Deuce, the second show. This is the other side of everything else. Mostly music, and we're sticking to the format we did on the debut show. As you noticed, that was talking about Kivel Records. They've been here for over 20 years. I'm taking a little look at my notes. Been here over 20 years. They got bands as No Love Lost, Romeo Right, Tango Down, Wild America. That stuff was back in 1998, I believe it was. But there's a festival. It's this coming weekend, October 7th and 8th, I believe it is, this weekend, called the New England Rock Festival. And it's featuring a lot of bands that are from Kivel Records. And let me look at my notes here so make sure I get everything I wanted to get out there. It's in Massachusetts. Yeah, 7th and 8th. Chicopee, Massachusetts. The headliners on October 7th, Spread Eagle. I don't know if you guys remember them. I love those guys. Love those. I only knew... familiar with a few of their songs, but what I know of them I really like, and started checking out more not too long ago. And Still Heart, I've had the pleasure of seeing them a few times, and that guy still hits those notes, man. It's still amazing. But anyway, I met the owner of Kivel Records at Monsters on the Mountain, and such a nice guy. I mean, takes the time to talk to you. Promotes his bands. He's got them in there. They're all there, and they're all very, very friendly. And I'm going to highlight a couple of the bands that I got to meet. The first band was Tango Down. They kicked Monsters of the Mountain off, and just like I told them, and talk about nice guys. I got their names down there somewhere, but I can't get into all that right now because I don't want to stray too much, and I spend my whole time looking at notes, you know. I just record this once usually, and anyway, you know, the singer would have told me, "Hey, it's because of the fans that he's where he's at. He's doing what he gets to love. He's getting to make a living doing what he's wanting to do, and that's the attitude to have. I don't care how big a band you are, how small of a band you are. It's all about the fans, because without them, you're nothing." But anyway. The owner of the record company, same way. Wild America, same way. That's the other band I met. Billy is one I kind of came friends with on Facebook. I'm friends with a couple of them now. But he's doing double duty at the festival. He's also in a band called Stairway to Halen, which you can demise what that is. Of course, it's Led Zeppelin and Van Halen stuff, two of the greatest bands of all time. And if you hear Billy play, you understand why he's doing the Jimmy Page and the Eddie Van Halen stuff. The guy's an amazing guitarist, and even a nicer guy, probably. I mean, he's just, I mean, they got a way of making you feel like family. Could be because he told me, "Hey, you're family now." But he's not. Seriously, he did make me just feel like I'd known him for years. And his girlfriend the same way. I think my wife and his girlfriend even exchanged numbers, and she sent my wife pictures that we was taking and stuff. But anyway, back to Tango Down. Like I told, I met the drummer and the singer, I believe. And like I told them, they were the first band, and they set the bar high. It was high energy, in your face, rock and roll. And so let's kick into, well, they got several albums out too. Speaking of Tango Down, they've been together. Go back up to my other notes. What do I got here? See, they've been together since like 2007 or 2008, something like that. And they have several albums, put out an album out every few years or so. And I really got into the what was it, Bulletproof, I believe was the last one. And then this last one is probably my favorite one, the one that just came out called This Is Gonna Hurt. So let's kick into the first song here. Just play you a little bit of it. Like I said, in your face guitar rock and roll. I can't think of any other way to put it. There's one called Fantasy that I really liked. I know my buddy David, he really got into it. I heard him asking the band about it when he met him and stuff. This is off the new album. It's got some great lyrics. That's another thing about the music that you guys are putting out. Good lyrics. Melodic rock. Love it. Ah, yeah, in love with a fantasy. One time, couldn't also everyone say that? Male, female, whatever you identify as, I don't know. Dogs, cats, mammals. We're all mammals. Except for the dogs and cats, they're animals. Animals, I tell you. Anyway, I'm getting off track here. But that was a band that they kicked the weekend off at Monsters Mountain. I don't know what the schedule is for the New England Rock Festival. I won't be able to attend that. I won't be in the area. But if you are in the area, or if you're looking for a road trip, just from what I know of these guys, Steelheart, Spread Eagle, and I really want to check out some of these other bands. I like the name Romeo Riot. I really want to check them out. I mean, they've been established over 20 years, so I mean they've got a track record. And you know they love what they're doing because it's a tough business, especially there for a while in the early 2000s, man. It's a tough business to be in. Still a tough business. I mean, bands really aren't making much more, at least on the club level, as what they were, you know, back in the 90s and 2000s. But anyway, well, like I said, Billy Dinopoli. I hope I'm saying your last name right, man. I'm so terrible with names here, but he's the one that I met and became friends with. He's also got the band Stairway to Halen. Like I said, you can tell what that is. I hear a motorcycle. My dog's getting ready to bark, probably. No, hey, he minded. I told him to be quiet, and he did. Anyway, let's just jump into some Wild America here. I think you're really going to like them. I think I talked a little bit about them before on the other podcast, Rejected Reality. But this is the other side of everything else, and right now we're talking about music, and this is the Deuce. This is the second episode, so this is debut number 2. Anyway, I think I've said number 2 just enough just to get my point across. So here we go. Let's get into some Wild America. Now, they got a couple albums out. They got one called Gasoline. I believe this might be off Gasoline. I can't remember right now. And they got the new one out. Old School Cool. Gotta give it to Kivel, too. They've made some decent videos for these guys there.
They come from all around to see my fits of rage.
That's it. Great lyric.
I'm a legend, I'm told.
That's Joe. That's Joe anyway. I met him.
Maybe I'm hip, maybe I'm just too old. When I feel like walking away, there's something making me stay. I'm feeling like I might be on the verge of something cool. It keeps me feeling alive. There's fire in my eyes. It's running through my veins like gasoline.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I figured I'd give you a little ballad, slowed down a little bit. Kind of got the Skid Row feel to it there.
Well, it's just for a moment.
But just for a moment.
Only God knows why. Can't seem to find the words to say. I see you in the window.
For a little slower one to...
Come inside.
So, ballads aren't dead
Now it
either.
has to be this way.
Some good ballads out there now.
And all that we can do is stay apart so we can be together someday. You can see it everywhere. The world is standing still, but we'll be stronger than ever before.
Love Joe's voice.
Maybe it's a time in all our lives to test our will. Maybe just for a moment.
Anyway, that's a little bit of Wild America. That's two of the bands that's going to be at the New England Rock Fest this weekend in Massachusetts. Like I said, Still Hearts, I think they're headlining the 8th, and Spread Eagles headlining the 7th. And then I don't know the order for the rest of the bands, but there's several of the Kivel records on there. I recommend to go check out Kivel Records, Kivel. And I don't usually buy the hard copy. I just don't keep a collection anymore because it just room, because I got so much of the old stuff, and but every now and then I will, especially when I'm supporting a band, and especially after meeting the owner, and then after meeting Billy, and then after meeting the guys from Tango. So I went ahead and bought those records, and of course they autographed, and like I said, I'm not into autographs really, but I don't turn it down, and I'm more than happy to take an autograph. I treat these bands just like they're my friends, because I got so many friends that's in bands, and but anyway, for these bands, local, and when I mean local, it don't have to be my area, but if somebody wants me to do a little advertising for them, you want me to give a mention of your band, you can send me some stuff. We could touch base, and we can figure out how to do that. You can. Or if I can just mention where you're going to be at, or I can maybe carve out a little section where I can do that, or even the venues, or whatever. I want to try to check out some of these venues. I just went over to Madison, Indiana, which is close to where I live at, and they got a lot of venues over there. They play a lot of good classic rock inside there when we was going around. So that was all very enlightening. But also, I played some new Aussie on the last show, on the debut show, and since this is the Deuce, the number 2, I wanted to keep that going too. So this time we're going to jump into some Tesla. Tesla is probably one of the bands I've seen the most. Had good friends, Mike and Gina, who gave us tickets one time for Indianapolis, Indiana, and we were like third row. We were like eye to eye to them. And then I went and watched them on the cruise, and I was practically sitting on the pool stage watching them. I've talked to every member. Great stories, all great guys. Here's a quick story. The very first Monsters of Rock I went to. Oh, he's going to bark on me now that I'm almost done. But anyway, it's the very first Monsters of Rock. I went by myself. If you got the introductory, you know that story. I went by myself, my buddy John from Arizona. We'd met at Rocklahoma. So we went ahead, and he left Arizona, I left Indiana. We met at the cruise, and we shared a cabin. But we didn't always hang out. We went and did our own thing, because we was trying to see everybody. So there I am, running from one side of the ship to the next. And I see Jeff Keith from Tesla. And I'm like, hey, Jeff, great show. So I just keep on walking, because I'm getting to the next show. While all of a sudden, somebody grabs me and turns me around. And Jeff, important detail, he was walking. You could tell he's a bit inebriated, among other things. Maybe, I don't know. Can't judge. Wasn't part of all that. But he had a couple of handlers, if you will, and they were walking with him, and some big guys. And but anyway, I'm like, "Hey Jeff, great show!" And then all of a sudden I'm walking along and I'm booking it, and all of a sudden somebody grabs a hold of my shoulder and turns me around. I turn around like, "It's Jeff Keith from Tesla." I look up there, and his two handlers are kind of scrambling around like, where in the hell did Jeff go? So then Jeff's like, "Hey, so you enjoyed the show?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's been great." He's like, "You enjoying the cruise?" "Yeah, it's great, man. Yeah, is that your first time?" "Yeah, yeah." And we're just having a conversation. Well, then here comes the other two guys, and he goes, "Well, here comes my ride. I guess I'm going to have to be booking it, buddy." And I was like, "All right, I'll see you around." And then Frank Hannon, let me tell you something about him. He has become one of my favorite guitarists, because you forget about these people that's in bands, because you always go to not that these other guys aren't in bands, but, people like Eddie Van Halen, Randy Rhoads, they got their own name. Frank Hannon he's a guitarist for Tesla. But, man, he jams with everybody on that ship almost. My buddy Joe had one of the best stories there. He's down there standing right next to Frank, and they're watching Derek St. James, which is probably the nicest guy that I've met on these cruises. And that's saying a lot, because there's a lot of nice guys. They're all nice, just about. I mean, very few of them got the attitude. But anyway, before my dog gets too out of control, they kick in the stranglehold, because this is Derek St. James, or Holmes, Derek St. Holmes, and he's the original singer for the Ted Nugent Band. And kicking the stranglehold, and my buddy Joe's like, "Frank, you got to get up there." And he's like, No, I'm just here to watch, man." And they're like, "No, you got to go. And then boop, they popped right up there. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning or something. Midnight, something, I don't know. But anyway, Frank got up there and jammed, along with Joe Hoekstra, and I think there's a couple others. But anyway, that's just a couple of stories from Monsters of Rock Cruise. I highly recommend to do it at least once. It is a lot of fun. If you can't do that, do Monsters on the Mountain. Same people. The good thing about Monsters on the Mountain is they put a bracelet on you, and you can leave and come as you want. Come as you are, leave as you want. But anyway, I haven't heard anything of Tesla having a new album coming out yet. I haven't heard a release date or anything, but they have released a couple of singles this year. This is the second single from it, and we're going to end with this one. So I'll let it play for just a little bit, and then we'll fade her out, Bob. So again, hey, you just keep rocking, keep searching for those bands that you like. And the great thing about like Amazon and YouTube Music and all that is they always do that similar to. So you'll find these bands that you like, and then you'll find these bands similar to. Give them a listen, give them a chance. You got to give everything a chance. Don't let somebody say, "Oh, they suck." Hey, they may suck for that guy, but you might like them. Anyway, here's a little Tesla reminding us just what time it is.
Kinda got like a have my fun.